Before guitar processing, after. Hi everybody and welcome to another video where we're going to learn about guitar processing in Logic using a ton of plugins and making it sound brighter and fuller. I'm Florina Jain, otherwise known as Flow of Music, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Let's get into it. So guitar processing is very important because otherwise it's going to sound very muddy. This is the loop of the guitar track. So the first step is to add an EQ and make subtractive changes. That includes making a low cut on a place where you don't even hear anything. So I've made a cut till 52 Hertz, and the next part is to make a cut around 100 to 200. So I've chosen 112 because there is a lot of boomy sounds coming through it. That sound, you cannot hear it properly, and moreover it's going to go and clash with other instruments. So I brought that down, and the next part is this sort of the mid frequency, which is going to sound a little boxy. That sound. Now too much of that is going to make it sound very boxy. So I've made that cut. So let's compare. Without EQ with. So the next step is to add a saturator. I have chosen Abbey Road saturator from Waves in the preset Acoustic Guitar 1. Saturation is going to add a lot of harmonics to your track and make it sound fuller and enriched, especially in the high frequencies. It's going to sound more clearer. So after choosing the preset, I chose the 3 kilohertz as my saturation part mainly and adjusted, kind of blended it with the original track. This is without saturation. With. So there's a lot of clarity and crispiness that immediately adds on to the acoustic guitar when there is a saturation. Any saturation is going to work, but don't add too much of saturation in the mids. Then otherwise you're going to bring all that boxy effect once more. So please take care of that saturation frequency range alone. The next step is to add a compressor and do a mild compression on the track. Remove the auto gain, and I've kept the style as clean. A faster attack but a slightly gradual release, and I'm not having a huge dip in the knee also. So this is how the compressor sounds like, with something under 1 dB of reduction. So just to tame it. Without compressor, with. So all those quieter sections in the guitar start to pop out even more when you correctly tame the compressor. The next step is to add another EQ because we've added a little bit of saturation that could have brought up some sharp frequencies. So I have brought the highs down a bit, increased the fundamental frequency of a guitar that is sounding clear, which is usually this high mid area where you hear the melody mainly. So I've brought that up a bit, but once again brought down this boxy mid area down, and this part which was a little sharp. So without EQ, with. Just a slight increase in the high mid area that's sensitive to our ears, and you're bringing down the boxiness and the sharpness. Followed by a stereo width plugin, which is from Ozone Imager, my favorite plugin. What I've done is added the highs, this part, but I've brought it up in width. So basically what's sounding here, it's now going to sound all over the place to left and right, but just a little bit of widening. Done the same thing in the mid area also, where there's a little bit of widening in this area. Without the ozone, let's play a different section for this. Without the ozone, with. The guitar just sounds more spread across and not just in the center. Follow that with a reverb. I've added Space Designer because Space Designer always gives you a little bit of thickness as well as a tiny bit of reverb that the track needs. Not a lot, just a little bit. I've added the preset small guitar hall from medium spaces, put the wet signal high and blended it with the track. So this is without the reverb, with So let's listen to before the changes and after the changes. This was the original track. So that is how I process acoustic guitars. If you have any doubts, don't forget to comment below. If you have a song that you want to mix and master, send it to me through the email that you see on screen. Thank you so much for watching. Keep making music and I'll see you guys in another video.